So next one, we'll move on to Google Classroom. So most of you might be using Google Classroom. So I'll use Google Classroom. So to launch your Google Classroom, you have to use Classroom or just type Google Classroom, classroom.google.com, Classroom. Classroom.google.com. So once you type in classroom.google.com, if you have signed in your email account, it will actually take you into this thing. Already I have been running some courses, so that is displaying here. So this is your home page or dashboard where you have all the courses. This is a dashboard of all the courses. From here I can select which course, or I want to create a new course. Those things can be done from here. Just back again, I got the certificate. You can see, congrats. Since the name field is not given, it is giving the name as Mahatma Gandhi. Sorry for the intrusion. So it shows you the certificate declares that Mahatma Gandhi has completed a sample quiz 12 on, so with a passing score of 100%, and a certificate ID has been created. Okay, so we can customize it. Okay, we can customize it. I'll get back to the Google Classroom. So here we have the Google Classroom. So to create a new classroom, I just click on this one, create a new class. So create a class. So you have to just give, I have read and understood, continue. A class name is required, say, I just give for analytical instrumentation. So I have to give the title. So section, I just put, say, EAE final year. Subject is again the same one, room. If you want specific details, I just give create. Once I give create, it will directly take you into the classroom page. This is a page where you're going to use all your interactions. You can see 4 tabs on the top: stream, classwork, people, grades. Okay, so now you can see here analytical instrumentation, EIE final year. See the class code. This is the unique code. This is the code we need to share with our students. This code has to be shared with the students so the student can join the course. So this code has to be shared with the student. I'll just copy this code. So I'll just go into my Gmail account. I'll just from here, I'll go to classroom.google.com. Now I'm just logging in as a student, classroom.google.com, sorry. So classroom, okay, Google Classroom. Once I log in into this website, so it will ask for the same thing. You have, instead of create a class, here you have to give join the class. Interesting. Okay. Okay, it has came into the site. You can see the Google Classroom. This is my another thing, my email. Here I will just click join class. Join class, here I have to give the code, press join. So ask the teacher for the class code, then enter it here. You press the join. So now as a student with this email ID, I have joined here. You can see this is the home page for the student. Fine. Now I'll just get back to the teacher.
Sorry, your screen is not shared, I think so.
Yeah, definitely. Just a minute. It's not opening. Okay. Okay. Now it's clean. Fine. Now I am inside as a student. I mean a physical teacher. So here I'm going to create the contents. So this is where you can give, students are allowed to communicate. They can share, they can post a post, or they can give a comment. And if you go into classwork, this is where you create your assignments. You can see the students already, Yamakumar has logged in as a student. Okay. So classwork. So here we can create assignments, and the last part is the grading. Okay. So inside stream, you can just go into the settings and just proceed down. You can see the grading. This is one feature in grading. So here you can give either total points or weighted by category. Which type? That is total points, it will accumulate all the points from all the activities. Or you can give weightage by category. Suppose say you give for assignments you give 20% weightage. For quiz you give 60% weightage. And say for tests or case study, you give some 20% weightage. So in this way, it will have a weightage for each and every. This is weighted by category, or you can choose total points. Which way you want, you can choose your way of grading. Okay. So show overall grade to the students. So I just put initially total points itself. Save it. Come back to your setting, your page. This is my page. I'll start creating an assignment. So here you have good number of options to review. First one is topic. Topic is, you can create unit wise. Topic is like unit wise, or you can assignment wise, you can group it. So say I just put topic as unit 1. Unit 1 is one topic. And I can add assignments to this one. So I want to add assignment. Now we have a very interesting thing. Suppose I have an assignment, say assignment title is analytical instrumentation. So it's about creating spectrometer. I want to create the applications of spectrometer. I'm going to just give applications of spectrometer. You can give additional instructions. Even you can add some material from your drive, or you can add a YouTube link for reference. Okay. The interesting part that I want to show you here is this one. So here you can give this assignment to all the students, or you can specifically select some students. Here we have only one students, but if you have multiple students, you can give the assignment to a single student or a selective number of students alone. Not necessarily you have to give to all the students. That is one interesting thing. Suppose we have in our class a student who are already excelling great. So for them alone, we can give a separate assignment. And for students who are average, you can give another assignment. This way of grouping will be helpful for the students to improve. Okay, so this way of grouping, you can assign it to which student you want to give it. That is one thing. Second interesting feature is the rubrics. So normally we don't worry about this rubrics, but this rubrics play a very important role when you're going to assess it. So I'll just click on plus rubric, create a rubric. I'll just create a rubric. So this is the process in which your thing will be scrutinized. I'm going to give the criterion by which my the assignment will be under scrutiny. So I'll just give a title, say title of the presentation, title of the presentation. So how many points you want to give? Say I just give 10 points. So here either you can give 10 points or according to the level. Suppose you have a very best is given or it's average title. So I'll just give some 5 points or I'll just make it 20 and 10. Okay. This is the first thing. Second criterion, content properly formatted, content for properly formatted. So if it is a best content, so I just put it as best, the level title. So I'll just give say 65 or 75 marks. Okay, or 65 will do 65 points. Or if it is good, I'll just give some 55 points. Or okay, I'll just give 50 points or 45 points. Okay, there's the points I have given. One more criterion. So references they are including in the assignment. So you can give specific details. Suppose you want it in APA style. So if it is a good one, you can give the remaining 15 points. It's average one. The assignments are not well furnished. You can just give 10 points. If the worst case, you can give 0 points also. Okay. So this is the way I have created a rubric and I will saved it. I have saved the rubric. Okay. Now I will assign. Now as of now, it is assigned for all the students. Rubric is 3 criterion for 100 points. I am assigning it to all the students. Once it is assigned, you can see it, there it comes. This is actually pertaining to unit 1. I can simply drag, drop it under unit 1. It's so simple. You can just click, drag and drop it under unit 1. So this assignment comes under unit 1. Now if you go to the stream, you can see that the teacher has posted an assignment. Now we'll just get into as a student. So this is the student. I'm just refreshing the page. So as a student, you can see there is an assignment that is posted. Once I click the assignment, this is the interesting part. It gives you a good level of transparency in how you evaluate the content. See, if the title of the presentation gets 20 marks, so if it is best, it is 20. You can even give still details. You can give 10 for average, so 65 for best. So you can see in which way it is going to be considered for marking. So this thing we can see. So I'll just create my work. I'll use the inbuilt Google Docs itself to create my document, my assignment. So once I click on Google Docs, the document is created. Now I'll just open up that Google Doc. Okay, so my Google Doc is created. I just give some title. Some content. And say I just put references. That's it. The content is saved. Okay. Now I just give and in. So I have finished the assignment. I'm submitting it back to the teacher. So your assignment has been handed in. Now we'll get back. So sorry. Okay. I'll get back as a student. Okay, submitted. Now we'll get back to the teacher. Now teacher, you can see the classwork. So one person has turned in. You can see Yamakumar has submitted the assignment. I just click on that assignment. Once I click on that assignment, the assignment will be loaded here. So here I can give the grading. So I can use the rubric. Normally, if you are grading it as such, it will be a bit difficult. Now you can just see, okay, it's average. I'll just give 10 points. Regarding contents, okay, it's okay. I'm just giving 45 points. And references, it's average. Say I give 10 points. And you can even add some private comments. So the mark is 65. I say return it to the student. So it is getting returned back to the student. Now from here, you can actually see the student performance. I'll get back to the student. See, immediately the student got the response. So the total mark is got 65. So in what aspects the mark has been divided. So the student can see all those options. That's a interesting way to interact. So this is using rubrics will actually give them with better thing. Okay, so they will be very happy to see how it is assessed. So it will be more transparent. The system will be quite transparent. So the student will be able to understand what is the actual process that is going on, or what are the expectations from the teacher, from the facilitator. Okay. So coming back to our thing, we'll just so here we have the thing. I'll just get back to this instructions. Okay. So I'm just going to illustrate some other points. I'm just going to take all my classes out. So this is some of the classes that I have. Okay. Fine. I'll just take back the amakumarb@gmail.com. Okay. I'll just click on all the classes. This I want to show you a thing. This is one of my classes for civil students. So instrumentation and sensors for civil applications. What I wanted to show you is once I go into the classwork, I have two assignments that have been created. And if you see the number of students, all these students are available. Suppose I want to send email to all of them. Okay. So a good action is you can just select, you can just see email. You have an option called email. Actions, you have email. Click on that. Automatically, it will open your Gmail. You have selected all the users. Select actions, you choose email. See, automatically it will land in your Gmail page with all the email IDs. So here you can send a group email to everyone. That is another interesting feature that is available with Google Classroom. You can email everyone. Suppose you want to send a instruction or specific things to them, a report or anything, then you can share the content with all these email. That is a cool feature that is available. Okay. So we'll come back to here. So these are the students list. Again, similarly, the assignments. Okay. We'll get back to the assignment, some of the classworks that I have given. So this is the assignment, and this is for unit 2. I have given assignment. The rubrics is shown here. The rubrics that I have followed, references, content, formatted, teachers. Okay. So the entire rubrics is shown. 54 assigned, 12 marked. Okay. So all this, and final marks will be displayed over here. So final mark will be displayed over here for each and every student who have submitted their work. Okay. Now from the student perspective, so we are in analytical instrumentation class. So you can go to the grades. So we have finished the content. So you can see the grade. Okay. So that's how you create a simple thing. And coming back to our as a teacher, another interesting feature that is available here. Suppose you have a good number of classes created. So you have good number of classes that are created. I want to say next semester I want to copy the same. I don't want to create everything from start. All the assignments have been already created. I don't require to do it again. So here you see you have the 3 dots. For this course, I'm a student. For this course, I am the teacher. Click on the 3 dots. You have an option called copy. Click on that option, copy. See here, create a new class with copy topics and classwork items. Rosters and announcements won't be copied. That is, the students, everything will be empty. You will have only create a copy of it. Okay. So I can just name even or odd. Okay. I just put odd. Okay. I just put copy. Once I give copy, it will create a new class. It will hold all the assignments that we have. See here, copy of thing. No students are there. I can just go inside. You can see all the assignments that you have created. Still it is a draft. Okay, here I can go, edit it. Then you can make new instructions, whatever you want. And then you can assign to the students whatever you can do. Okay, that's the interesting part. You need not recreate the entire course again and again. So it will be copied. From that you can modify according to your requirement. And there are good number of other assignments that can be given. This is a normal assignment. This is a quiz assignment. You can give a quiz assignment. If you are a quiz, here you can attach a Google form. Already we have seen how to create a quiz using Google form. I can just click here. I can select a quiz. Okay, you can create a quiz from here and that quiz will be attached here. Or you can add the existing one also. Existing one you can add. Okay, so this way you can give a quiz assignment. And this question is, suppose you go for open-end discussion. You go for an open-end discussion, then you can go for question. This is to invoke a discussion kind of scenario inside the classroom. So you can use question so that you can ask a question, people will respond back. It will be kind of a discussion. And this is material. Material is, you can, suppose you want to post notes, then you can use material. And this is another feature called reuse post. If I click reuse post, you can select any one particular assignment or any particular thing from your other classes that you have saved. You have some more classes that are either archived or some other courses you are conducting parallelly. You want to copy one assignment from that year. So in that case, you can use reuse post. Taking a bit time. Okay. So that way you can use the reuse post. It will list out all your classes. From that you can choose which you want. That's the reuse post. So this is all about how to use your Google Classroom